All right, finally, my birthday comic haul. Now this is part one. Two books haven't come in yet, and it's the same series. So I have volumes 1 and 2 right now. What hasn't come in is volumes 3 and 4 of that series. So it's kind of a nice novelty. So 2 books I'm waiting on. You're already gonna see what the book is. So and it's same author, same creative team, I imagine. So without further ado, let's get into it. And this is going to be a doozy because this is a lot of books. I actually didn't make sure that I have all of them. I put them, I'm smart with this, so I put them all in the same spot. And, where's this one? Come on, why didn't I do that? There it is. Alright. I'm there right now. But yeah, I gotta check on my phone, which I just had right here. Okay. So while I do that, yeah, again, the 2 books, it's half-price books, Emerald. I hate half-price books, just in general. They're annoying. The most annoying third-party seller. And now that I'm allowed to go on eBay, you're probably never gonna hear me bitch and moan about half-price books ever again, because I'm just gonna decide to hell with it. I'm not ordering them anymore. Okay, so got that one. I got that one. That one's a Kindle book. And we got those. And we got those. And we got those. And one of them's kind of funny because it looks like it's dirty, but it's the way the artwork is. You'll see what that book is in a second. Also, the book that's volumes 3 and 4. Obviously, I'm not going to say what they are right now. I'm going to wait. Yep, I got them all. Okay. I think if I did the math correctly, and I got like the amount of books I was supposed to get, I think it's 51 or 54. Something like that. Something crazy like that. But over 50. Definitely over 50. Alright. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with the only floppy, so I'm not gonna count this as the overall total. It's just no, because I count trades and hardcovers, the collected editions. Floppies I don't count, but the only floppy in that is, the CBLDF, otherwise known as the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. This is a one-shot that was focused on Punks the Comic, a book written actually no for a fact I'm missing one. A comic written by the guy who did Punks the Comic. I wasn't going to get that for the longest time, but then I saw it on eBay and I was like, alright, why not? It was taking a long time to even ship. It was really annoying. You can tell it was just the seller himself. It wasn't like Half Price Books or Wonder Book. It was Dale Keown. Not actually him, obviously, or else that would have been like wouldn't that have been a great story? Yeah, even though it's not a book he worked on, he still owned it, That's still cool in my book. No, it wasn't. I don't know who the seller was. I'm not gonna out him. Come on, where's that book? Come on. The way I order books is the biggest pain in the ass for me, but also, I'm not rushing. Makes sense. But of course I put this book there, that book here, and I just it's not a good system. I did for the new books. The new books I had on the same. There we go. There it is. Just had to look. But yeah, the new books that I got, the ones I got like myself, the main books, those I put up on the top shelf. They're just taking those out. But one of these books, so this one and the next one are both from the same author. So obviously I'm going to put it in the trade at least. I'm going to put in the same spot. Alright, but yeah, the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, written by the author. At the end of this, I'm gonna be going insane because this is so many books to go over. Thankfully, some of these are multi-volumes. Like one of them is a 5-volume series, one's an omnibus. So that's probably make it look like it's a lot more. Alright, so who writes this? I know Joshua Hale Flaky off, but who's the artist? It's a preamble. Thank you for not telling me. Alright, so here's the artwork. I know for a fact it's written by the same writer as the Punks the Comic series, and that's Joshua Hale Fialkov. I think is how you pronounce his name. But this comic came in perfectly fine condition. They gave me a Mylar and everything. It was bagged and boarded. That's what they call it, not Mylar. I can remember that word. If bagged and boarded sounds a lot better. Both are acceptable terms, obviously. Yeah, nothing. No credits page, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna go by what Punks the comic says, the main one. I got that last month, so I know it's written by the same guy, but look up yourself. Look up Punks the comic, who's the artist, and I'll give you that. Just go on Amazon. It'll show the artist. That back. All right. Now for the other book, and this is the correct version of Echoes. I mean that by it's the same dimensions as your average trade. The hardcover was a small ass hardcover. I'm still gonna keep that small ass hardcover copy, but now I have it in hardcover, and I have it in softcover, and in standard size. The hardcover should at least have been standard size hardcover, not digest size. It was. And this is 1 through 5 of Echoes, by the way. That was kind of bullshit. And this is not 216 pages long, like how, like what my comic shop said it was. And actually, the seller I got this from too said that same thing. It was Comics something or other. Comics World with an X. They're a really great seller on eBay. They just do everything above and beyond. No complaints there. Yeah, 1 through 5. Written by Joshua Hale Fielkov with artwork done by Rashan Ikadai is the artist. Weird last name. And weird first name too. On this side. Alright, next up. So I'm gonna include these. I bought these myself with my own money, but part of that money was my grandmother's that she gave me for my birthday. And because she took me out shopping, by technicality, this does count as a complete birthday haul, or the birthday haul part 1. Because it was my birthday celebration. Alright, but volumes 1 through 3 of Transformers. Transformers Volume 1, Robots in Disguise, which collects 1 through 6 of Transformers. And I'm going to go over the artists. Only one to go over the artists and the writers of the series. Daniel Warren Johnson is a writer and artist. Mike Spicer is the colorist, and that is it. It was the only 2 credits, only 3 credits I go over. It's the artwork and writer. And there is your artwork for Transformers. This one was just an impulse buy. Of course, I bought the copy that they used for display. It's a bit worn out. Not worn out, but like, you can tell a bunch of people like flipping through it, but perfectly immaculate. Nevertheless, there's a third-party seller called Karen about stuff. That's Karin about stuff. All one word too. But they always say like, our Bliss book, it's never been used, but it's at the comic shop forever. So shelfware and all that, sifting through other comics, and someone buys a bunch of comics, so this goes like that, slanted. So there's always gonna be like damage there. But that's what they say, and that's exactly what I imagine this book would come in if I got it from them. Any condition, because the book that I got from them, it was used good. I had to do used good, and it was perfectly fine. No complaints. Okay, moving on. We got Transformers Volume 2, Transport to Oblivion, collecting 7 through 12 of Transformers, and then finally, Volume 3, Combiner Chaos, which collects 13 to 18, and then a story from the Energon Universe special, 2024 special. And that's the cover for Volume 2. And I'll show for Volume 3. Volume 3's cover, Volume 2's cover. And I'll show Volume 1's cover again. And then do the artwork again. No, I don't do that. But yeah, this is an impulse buy. And I was like, you know what? Why not get the last of what I need from the Energon universe, excluding G.I. Joe, because at least Transformers, it is starting from that point in time. It's not just, Transformers 300, like how G.I. Joe is. It's G.I. Joe 301. I love it when you get emails from your job and it sounds like it's going to be really like an insurance thing. It's like, oh no, and it's like, oh, this thing that you already knew about? Yeah, we're just reminding you. There it is again, because they can't do attachments. They have to wait to send the attachments. It's one of those things. Like, it's a safe attachment. It's scan in progress. That thing on Outlook. But yeah, it's just insurance. I already knew what it was saying. Basically saying it won't be covered till this date. No, I shouldn't say no shit, but no problem. For me, at least. But yeah, so as I was saying, it was the last of the Energon books that I needed, and I was like, you know what? I kind of do want it. And it's all the trees are out of the series thus far. Volume 4 is not coming out until October, so screw it. And honestly, like, Volume 3 was the most recent release. This series, however, Volume 3 is already out, actually. If you go to a local comic shop, it's already out. And that is Void Rivals. Volumes 1, right? Yeah, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Alright, so Void Rivals, Volume 1, more than meets the eye. So, I'm sorry to spoil this if you've been keeping, like, you've been avoiding every single spoiler, but this is what started the Energon universe. It was a surprise. We found out the series coming out called Void Rivals, had no idea what it was, and then we found out at the end of issue 1, oh, Transformers, awesome. That is why Volume 1 is called More Than Meets the Eye. This, however, is written by the unbeatable Robert Kirkman, and artwork is done by Lorenzo Di Felici. So the exact same, might even be the same colorist too, but I know it's same writer and artist as Oblivion Song. Mateus Lopes does chapters 1, 4, and issue 6, but then Patricio Deblici comes in for issue 5 as a colorist and as a guest colorist. Not even co-colored, but just he straight does it all himself. And then here is the artwork for Void Rivals. Heard great things about the Energon universe, so it's bringing back people to the comic shops. People in general, comic fans alike, obviously, but new fans and old alike are just swarming the comic shops, wanting to pick up Energon universe. And what I really hope happens is that they're like, okay, now I'm waiting on Void Rivals, whatever the hell the newest issue is. What else can I get? I like this writer. I like Robert Kirkman. Like, oh, you might like Invincible. You might like The Walking Dead. And then they're like, well, what other series? I want something fantasy. And I'll say, oh, Wayward's pretty good. And this and that and Saga. And yeah, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to just be from Image. But the fact that as I want it to be, just them saying, yeah, you want fantasy, Wayward, Saga, doesn't have to be from Image. That's what I'm thinking on the top of my head, at least. And I didn't want him to say, oh yeah, Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, Death of Gene DeWolf, Kraven's the Last Hunt, X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, New X-Men, Grant Morrison. That's basic bitch answers. They're good books, but basic bitch answers. Basic bitch means that it's just like, you gotta stand this shit. I'm all for indie publishers, if you could not tell. All these books are from the Image. Number 1. Eating the floppy. Alright. Next up is Void Rivals, Volume 2, Hunted Across the Wasteland. And this collects 7 through 12 in a story from the Energon Universe 2024 special. But yeah, Volume 3 will be out. It's already out, but out on June 10th for us Amazoners. Not waiting. Honestly, I got everything from May anyways. I mean, I got a gift card and I just spent it on Kindle books. There was something I needed anyways. It's like, you know what? Why not? All right. Now on to the official books I bought myself. I mean, even Echo was like a impulse buy for me. All right. First one up, and I'm gonna show 2 copies of this book. What? What does that mean? Well, there's a third-party seller off Amazon. I didn't trust them, so I got a second copy myself, just in case. But now they have 2 copies of Precious Metal from the world of Little Bird. Because I have 2 copies, I'm giving out 1 copy to a subscriber. It's already been determined. I'm not going to do a giveaway. It's Unruly Simeon I'm giving it to. I would told him anyways. So it's no big surprise. He knows about this book anyways. I'm going to also send him some other goodies, which I'm not going to reveal here, just in case he watches this video. But anyways, so you can still watch this video if you just watch right now. But anyways, I'm giving him that one because he's given me some books over the years. I would not have Curse Words like Charles Soule if not for him. I would not have Brightest Day in hardcover format if it weren't for him. I would not have I would not have any Golden Age floppies if it weren't for him. So went above and beyond the Call of Duty for me. So I want to repay the favor. I said third time's charm, third time rolled around. Now I'm gonna give him some stuff, and this is where it's gonna start. Rather than me going through all the trouble of saying, "Hey, I got 2 copies of this book. Here's I want a refund." No, not doing any of that. No reason to do any of that actually. But yeah, so Precious Metal. This one collects 1 through 6 of Precious Metal. This is from the world of Little Bird. It's a prequel. And then I'm going to show off the artwork. And it's the same exact creative team as Little Bird. Sometimes you don't get that luxury. Sometimes it's a different artist because one dies, or it just doesn't want to be on this show. Doesn't want to do the artwork, or the writer is like, yeah, you did great artwork and all that, but this story doesn't call for that kind of artwork. But created and authored by both Ian Bertram and Darcy Van Poltergeist. I just say Poltergeist. Written by Darcy Van Polgeist. Art by Ian Bertram, and then colors by Matt Hollingsworth. And I just showed the artwork. So I'm gonna do it again. I put this copy back where it belongs. Alright. Precious Metal. That one there. And continue onward. The next one up, I thought this was written by Alex DeCampi. It's not. This is True War Stories. I mean, it's edited by her? I don't know. Transcribed and... Oh, here we go. Transcribed and edited by Alex DeCampi. And Iraq war veteran Kai Krumbar. So because that is transcribed means taking the different languages and transcribing it to English. Because of that reason, that is all of who I'm going to credit. If I can find an artist, I will show it here, but that's it. It's several. It's an anthology, so I'll go over one artist if I can find it. Our authors, our creators, our charities. Nothing about an artist. Maybe Annie Blitzen is an artist. I don't know. This one's difficult to do. I have two anthology books, and I'm really just going to go over 1 or 2 names. Maybe in a complete comic haul, I'll go over all the names. But this is supposed to be kind of somewhat quick, and I got a lot of books to go through. So if I make any mistakes here, I can rectify the mistakes in the complete May 2025 haul, which honestly that only has 2 more books in it. So there you go. I didn't want to show those off because there was no technicality about them whatsoever. I got them as for gift card. It was way in the beginning of the month. Rifters and Supermassive Volume 1, if you want to know what it was specifically. And the Supermassive one being those one-shots. Those that come out once a year. Not the one that just comes out, the one that came out before, where it's just issue 1 of all the series, all the respective series. Which I think is a nice way of saying, hey, here's all the series that talk to one another in the massive universe. You don't have to get them all, but here they all are. Alright, so I just showed off that one, True War Stories by Alex Campy. So that's another thing I want to say, another little tangent, a brief little tangent. Yeah, Alex Campy is the ultimate example of separating the art from the artist. Awful human being, murdered Ed Piscor, bullied him to suicide. I consider it to be murder. So is everybody else. I hate to say that. I hate to be a dick about this, but I'm going to say it right off. I'm just going to say it without, I'm just going to say it. Rip out the Band-Aid. Anyone with a functioning brain would say the exact same thing we're all saying. If you bully someone to suicide, that's akin to murder, and should be treated as such. So, separating the art from the artist, that's the last one to talk about it this video. I will mention it every time I show off an Alex Campy book, however. Alright, moving on. This one is the Revival Compendium. Now, this wasn't one I bought myself. I got this one from my aunt, who, thankfully, this was $40, not $60, thanks to Amazon. But I did have to sacrifice some little blemishes here and there. Now, she put it in a bag, a little party bag. They wrapped gifts in. So maybe it was, because it was left in that bag, it was kind of, and this is such a thick-ass soft cover, maybe that's why I got little dings, but nothing too crazy. Now, when I do end up reading this, at least the first time, I will be reading them off of my copy, because I have Volume 2, so I got Volume 1 from my local library. So we'll be doing soft covers first, then the hardcovers to finish off the series. 4 hardcovers in total. So last 3 volumes will be hardcovers. But I will be reading that right away, because I want to make an effort to read the books that I get from other people right away. No fucking excuses whatsoever. I'll be doing the same for another book you'll soon see here. True War Stories might take me a little bit while. True War Stories might take me a little while. That one was for my sister and her boyfriend. So that one there's one more book that's at the end, but that one I'll also be reading myself, and then it'll be the first one I read, like, right off the bat. But yes, Revival will also be one I read. So you'll be seeing that pretty soon here. Alright. So Revival. Like that. Okay, next one up is City of Heroes. This is volume 1. And this is written by Mark Waid and Troy Hickman. Now this one is such, like, I never ever thought I'd be holding this book in my hand, because for the longest time, even used very good, it was like $20. I think it was like $20 good. Very good was like $40. It was ridiculously expensive. But I just so happened looking up Troy Hickman's work, didn't even know he worked on City of Heroes, saw it was finally affordable, and I just completely celebrated. Hell to the yes. City of Heroes. Alright. Well, actually, I know what to get. Hang on. I just realized, I was like, oh shit, what do I get my gift card? And I just remembered. It's 1 through 6 of City of Heroes. And if the name sounds familiar to you guys, it was a series. Sorry, what was this here? It was a video game. So it was a video game. It was really popular. Even Penguin Z0 talks about it. He was like, "Oh, I have fond memories of playing this game." I'm trying to terrible impression. I have this. There's this game that I played that really knocked my dick off. It was called City of Heroes, and I was surprised. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's the comic book that I've been dying to get, but it's out of fucking print and ridiculously expensive, at least on Amazon." But found it, and now I have it. So yeah, 1 through 6, City of Heroes. I was doing this. What was that series called? I don't think I'll wait till after. I can't remember. I was gonna get another Kindle book because I remember what I wanted to get, but I can't remember who the author was. Alright, so here is the artwork for City of Heroes. Now this is used very good. And sometimes used very good, it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of blemish here and there. I can tell someone owns this before I did. But this one is like, not that much. And some used very goods, like you'll see, actually, knock on wood, I don't think any of the used very goods are really that bad in condition. Sometimes you'll have like sticker residue. There is one here that has sticker residue. But A Voice in the Dark, go back to my Christmas comic haul, which I implore all you to do. Go back to my Christmas comic haul, and you will see A Voice in the Dark got butchered. That cover, look, you can totally tell by the cover alone, that book was used. But everything inside was fine, thank God. Or else I would have just given it back and just gone on eBay or something. But I didn't know of eBay back then. I knew what eBay was back then, but I was like, eh. But now I'm like, yeah. Alright, there's this one thing here, right there. I think it's like, almost like someone's finger. I mean, it's fingerprint. But that's not how fingerprints work. Alright, so this is just issues 1 through 6, right? Yeah, boy! And a short story. Yeah, issues 1 through 6 of City of Heroes. Based off the video game. Or did that come first? I don't know. Okay, so this one, right here. And the other Troy Hickman book that I was able to get, there was a third one, it's only available on Kindle. That's Twilight Guardian. But this one is Common Grounds. This is also used very good. So you can tell, there's a little bit of shelf wear. But shelf wear is not a big deal for me because that's just going to happen with my book anyways, you know? No skin off my back. What's kind of funny is that both these Troy Hickman books are so old, they don't have the Image logo on the top at all. It's just this Top Cow thing at the bottom. This one's just super old. It doesn't even have that. Or it's the newer Top Cow one. That's kind of funny. But it is Image Comics. I'm actually gonna put these. I should put those back where they might have all the others, and then put those. Yeah, which I should do. Because I have all. So I have a lot of books like that. A good amount of books are like this and like this, where they have the spines look like this, And for the sake of my OCD ass, I put them where the other ones are. And now I can do that, because it's the same author, too. Anyways, Common Grounds 1 through 4 and 1 through 6? 1 through 6. Common Grounds, Volume 1. This one collects 1 through 6 of Common Grounds. Written by Troy Hickman. Who's the artist? Oh, it's a bunch of artists. Ethan Van Sciver. So I'm just going to show this. There's a nice little table of contents. But I had no idea Ethan Van Sciver worked on an Image book. I thought he didn't. That's cool. I'm actually going to... He's very, very, very quick with the email, so I actually do this right now. He's very good about replying to people. Like, he's... Say what you want about his politics and this and that, but... He does seem to care about his fans. I know, some dead air. I wanted to send him this now, so if we get a reply, I can say what he said out loud. Alright, moving on. So, Common Grounds 1 through 6. Now, I did realize I didn't go over City of Heroes' artist, so here we go. Here's the artist. Alright. Plot, editing, nope. That's not at all helpful. Doesn't even show it, does it? Written by Mark Waid. Pencils, oh, it's issue 1. I'm going by issue 1. Pencils by David Nakayama. Inks by Rick Balsadua. And then colors by Sonia Obak. Just add co-written by Troy Hickman. I know he did work on the book too, because he was credited. Let's just go back to issue. Let's go all the way to issue 2 and see what it says. Yeah, all those names. There you go for City of Heroes. Oh, cool. It doesn't show it. It doesn't even show it. Alright. But add his name as a maybe. I did show it on here, right? Yeah, it does. It does show it on here. Weird. I don't think Troy Hickman's an artist. I could be wrong, though. Alright. Joe Pruitt Untouchables. Did not know this book exists. There's one more that he did. It looks to be like one that was just canceled, never came out. There is one by, it was actually also a 64-page hardcover, too, ironically enough. And it was written, there was another one that was written by Gabriel Hardman, The Crooked Man, and that never came out. So I guess it's the same exact case with Joe Pruitt. But very annoying that I found this out years after the fact. I thought I had everything by Joe Pruitt. Except for a couple things. Some one-shots here and there that aren't collected in any of the trades. Alright, so penciler is John Kissy. Kiss, E-E. 2 E's after Kiss. Untouchables 1 through 4 and Crime Wave issue 1 is what this collects. So the artwork for Untouchables. Nice black and white artwork. And it's defined enough to where I can tell what's going on in the artwork. Sometimes you can't. That's why I don't like black and white. That's why I don't like black and white artwork sometimes. But The Walking Dead is a perfect one. Like, look no further than that. Need inspiration. I'll go further than there. Alright. Comeback, written by Ed Brisson. Collecting 1 through 5 of Comeback, I think. Or 1 through 6 of Comeback. Might even be a OGN. But very excited to have all these Ed Brisson books. Spoilers, I got everything he did for Image. Yep, Comeback 1 through 5. I was right the first time. A lot of 5 issues miniseries seem to be like their bread and butter at Image. Yeah, it's a bunch of them. I feel like I've regurgitated saying 1 through 5, 1 through 5, 1 through 5. Not at the same time, around the same time, just in general. Alright, so Ed Brisson is the writer. The artist is Michael Walsh. I know because I saw him, but credited. There you go. Alright. Illustrated by Michael Walsh, colored by Jordi Belair. Nice. A bunch of names I recognize. Alright, next one is The Violent, also by Ed Brisson. But isn't this $10 for volume 1? Oh! Jesus Christ! Look at that shit. That's where I felt. So when I opened up this book, I felt there was a bunch, and of course I got my hopes up, didn't see anything. It's like, oh, perfect. It was just my imagination. I just saw the not the book order, what do you call it? All right, half price books. They fucked me like that. Was it used very good? Does it say? Does not say. But the invoice almost appeared on this fucking video. I caught myself. Alright. The Violent, going back to this, it collects 1 through 5 of the Violent. They do this kind of weird thing here, where they have a bunch of things at the start. Alright. Adam Gorham, I imagine, is the artist, and Michael Garland is maybe the letterer or colorist? Oh. Illustrated and co-created by Adam Gorham. Written, lettered, and co-created by Ed Brisson, and colors by Michael Garland. So I was correct. But yeah, that's my little blemish. I'm just going to keep it, whatever. Here's the artwork. Yeah, it's not good. It's actually a little bit torn. No, I hate that, actually. Let's see. Okay. The margins, it isn't going to be on the margins. Oh, God, look at that. So sometimes use very good can fuck you over. That's like use good. That's kind of it's borderline unacceptable. But not the whole entire book. Alright. It's exactly what I was saying right here. Where is it? I know it's towards the end. Here it is. That was exactly what I said. To have price books for doing that to me. To my book. At that point, like, just... I don't know. Do something. Say use good. The use very good, that kind of makes sense, but just based off how much I've been spoiled with use very good. But yeah, damn it. Alright. Next one up is the Mantle. And sometimes you'll just get straight up from third-party sellers, straight up new condition. Brand spanking new, not a blemish on it. Alright. Also written by Ed Brisson, with artwork by Brian Level, who also is the cover, and Jordan Boyd is the colorist. It's still all written by Ed Brisson. It was just a big ol'... a lot of his books. There's the artwork for The Mantle. And I believe this collects issues 1 through 5 also. Yes, sir. 1 through 5. Alright, next up is The Fields. Now, this time the artist is Simon Roy. But Ed Brisson does the writing. Colored by Simon Goff. Is it illustrated? Whatever. So, Ed Brisson seems to also do all the letters in his books. So, you want to know that. But I don't usually credit the letters, whatever. It's usually just one of those things that I just don't bother with. This one collects the fields 1 through 4, not 1 through 5. Next up, we have Firebug, written by... Okay, you know what? Scratch that. You didn't hear that yet, because the writer is not Ed Brisson. It's the writer of a co-created book. Oh, I didn't check Johnny Christmas. I should have done that. So Johnny Christmas... No, wait, I can do that, because he co-writes this. Cool. So good. Because the rest of the books are co-created or just written by Johnny Christmas. This Firebug, is that even written by Ed Brisson? How do I know about it then? It has to be written by Ed Brisson. Huh? It's not. Alright, so I'm going to do something... we'll do it after. Alright. But volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Sheltered, written by Ed Brisson and co-written by Johnny Christmas. I know, what a great name. It's Sheltered, a pre-apocalyptic tale. But Sheltered, volume 1 is colored, it's illustrated by Johnny Christmas, colored by Shari Shakayama. Great name. And volume 1 collects 1 through 5 of Sheltered. But nice. I love this artwork. This type of artwork, by the way, for indie books. Just has that I can't describe it, but it has that indie feel. Like, if I saw this book, I didn't know if it was an indie book or if it was from the big two, I would say it's independent. Maybe not from an independent publisher, but it's at least going for an independent comics feel. Very least. Sheltered Volume 2 collects 6 to 10, I imagine. Yes, sir. And then Sheltered Volume 3 collects 11 to 15. So 5 issues per volume. And they have it in the back. I'll add this on the back. Sometimes they have it on the back, sometimes they don't. Very inconsistent. Alright. Next series is Tartarus. Volumes 1 and 2. I think it's... So this is just straight up written by Johnny Christmas. No Ed Brisson to be found here. So yeah, I really hope that I didn't think to look up what Johnny Christmas had done for Image. Make sure I have everything, because I'm a completist. Make sure I had everything he had done for Image. So hopefully we do have it. The artist is Jack T. Cole, but just written by Johnny Christmas through and through. And this one collects what, 1 through 6? It looks like it collects a little bit more than just 1 through 6. First 5 issues, bam. Pretty thick trade for only collecting 5 issues. The first 5 issues of Tartarus. And here is the artwork for it. Yes, I will keep calling it Tartarus. I know it's Tartarus, but Tartarus just sounds better. IMO. We do have a drink up here. Yay. Drink break. Looks like a little bit. A little water too. The water is like growing another. Ugh, nothing in that too. The water's been there for a while at that point. There's so much shit, like fucking. I have this like model helicopter, and it's just in the fucking way, and I just need to put it somewhere. And I just never think to put it in the way. It's like you move one thing, and like you hit the fucking toy helicopter. It's a goddamn awesome toy helicopter, but it's in the fucking way. Alright. 37 minutes, let's keep going. Taurus. This is gonna bug the hell out of me. I need to look it up on my laptop right now. Make sure I have everything by Johnny Christmas. Good, I have my laptop plugged in. Why does that matter? Oh, because my laptop is so fucking old that it has to be plugged in at all times. I get maybe 30 minutes of battery life before it kills itself. And it says, put the thing in me. Yes, I did do that on purpose to make it sound sexual. You can hear all the office fans screaming at the top of their lungs. That's what she said. You guys are very funny, and the joke is not old at all. Keep saying, actually, you know what? Keep saying it in public, too. And I think it's the funniest thing in the world, too. To be fair, I get a kick out of it sometimes. I never got... I was obviously being a little bit, not tongue-in-cheek, what do you call it, but you're being a little bit, I don't know. But I was being a little bit that way. And yay, the laptop is being slow. Okay, so while that loads... Put this aside, load it up. Okay. Comics, cool. Hey. Hey. Come on. I want Image Comics. I want Taurus. Issue 10. So it's a 10-issue series, so Volume 2 will collect 6 to 10. Comics of Johnny Christmas. For whatever reason, my laptop's being slow. Okay, so he did not work on Excellence. Some of these are a lie. Like, he didn't work on this. Island, Pisces, which I already have. Nice! Got everything he did. Thank fucking God. But Pisces is one that Curse J. Weave did too, was seeing all of his work. And that book, so here's Volume 2. Ah, shit. Okay, Volume 1 is called Tartarus Volume 1, As Above, So Below, collecting 1 through 5 of Tartarus, written by Johnny Christmas, with artwork done by him, and... No, sorry, artist is just Jack T. Cole. Jack T. Cole is the artist, and that's it. Sometimes they'll say colorist is this guy. They'll even say artist and colorist is this guy. but sometimes I just won't say anything with the colorist. But here's the artwork again for Volume 1 of Tartarus. And Tartarus Volume 2 is Threading the Infinite, and it collects 6 through 10 of Tartarus. I don't think there's any more issues that they didn't credit officially. I'm right. Colorist here is Hilary Jenkins, but the artist is Andrew Krunke. That's who it was. That was the writer of the book that you look up. He did a one shot. I was like, you know what? Why not get that one? So yeah, Andrew Krunke, really great guy, because he even got your boy Zach to buy a comic, and it wasn't even Energon Universe, whatever the hell, and it's Image too. So whenever they can get your boy Zach to buy a comic, to care about a comic that's written by Image, that's awesome. He's more fair than you think he would be with the crowd. He's a lot like Ed Piscor and all those guys. I know for a fact he's a lot like what's his name? Oh, it wasn't that book. Damn it. Because I know Roblox I already have. Ugh. Okay, that's a mess. Too much of a mess. I'll do that after. Alright. But yeah, so Andrew Krunke did a series that your boy Zach liked, and Ethan Van Sciver and he are very similar, so if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm getting at. But anyways, moving on. Johnny Christmas and Tamara Bond villains. As I like to call it, Bond villain. For no reason other than it just sounds like that. Firebug. Thank you, emails. You probably sent that to me an hour ago, and just decided to send it to me now. Sometimes my email does that. It's just like, here it is, 20 years later. So there was a series called Island that Johnny Christmas had done. This is just all the Island one-shots. The stories he did for the Island in this trade. I love it when they do that. There's one that recently came out called Image! For whatever reason, they're just like, yeah, get the trades. No, there's no trade. Maybe there is trades for Jeff Johns, maybe. All these other guys, whatever. It's not the publisher's fault. It's the creators, I think. Because the creators usually say something to the publisher. Because, again, creator owned. But, yeah, it's just no trades. There's one that Brendan Fletcher did. Can't find that one because there's no trade. You have to get it off the Kindle. And it's just so expensive. $30. I might just do it this month. Don't know, but I only have a few more. I have only a few more left to get. So it's like what 8 they have left to get, and it's $30. Kindle, ridiculous. So sometimes they will be like, hey, instead of getting them on the Kindle at a ridiculously expensive price, here is a trade that's only $14.99. Sorry, $16.99. But yeah, and 80 pages of all new content. There's one that's coming out. So, Patrick Kindlon did one. But Patrick Kindlon, he's coming out with the hard copies of it. And it's bonus content. So if you waited long enough, you got the floppies that they aren't ridiculously expensive because they're probably out of print. The floppies for the Image Anthology, which are helping in 30 years. So even better. No, you can just get the new floppies. And it's bonus content. So all the better just waiting until for that to come out. And trade eventually, that'll come out too. So that's what they should do. But they don't. Sometimes. Alright, so Tamara Bond villain is the colorist. Johnny Christmas is doing the art and story. But here is Firebug. What's funny is that when I was buying all these books, Amazon, well, I wasn't buying. So I have a burner account where I save these so I know what I want to get. And it's not like I'm not scrambling last minute. And one of the recommended was actually a book that Johnny Christmas had done. And it was called Swim Team, which I think I read before. I vaguely remember reading it, and it was one it was like that. It was called Swim Team. It was like a young adult kind of book. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't bad. But I don't know if it was that specific one. I almost want to say yes, but no promise. No, not promises. No promises. No definitive. All right. Next one up is Versus by Ivan Brandon. So done with Ed Brisden and Johnny Christmas. This one collects 1 through 5 of verses written by Ivan Brandon with art by Assad Ribic. Color art done by Nick Klein with Ives Sirachi and M. Roberts for Chapter 5. But that creative team, holy shit. So Ivan Brandon, I actually have read his work before, and it was really damn good. It was a series called Nemesis. I got it for $1 a piece at my local comic shop, and it was a 4-issue miniseries, so $4. And it was a series I've read like so often that if comics were any more fragile, it would completely have fallen apart by now. Such a damn good series. Definitely check it out. It's good in the sense I got it so cheap. It's not groundbreaking. It's just super investing, and I really liked it. Now for the series that I don't have volumes 3 and 4 yet, and that is Drifter. So volumes 3 and 4, those will be coming in soon. Alright. Drifter Volume 1, Out of the Night. Written by Ivan Brandon with artwork done by Nick Klein. And is anything about the colorist? Drifter 1 through 5 is plugged in here. Ivan Brandon script, full color and cover, Nick Klein. And that's it. Okay. And here's the artwork for Drifter. This was a long time coming. A lot of these books, the Ed Bridsons, this one, the Kurtz J. Weebs, honestly, I want to say everything that I bought myself, or not myself, technically that I bought myself, but with my parents' money, every last book I think was a long time coming. So I think that it's kind of funny. Obviously, the new release, like Precious Metal was a new release, that was a long time coming, but a lot of these, just a long time coming. Finally bit the bullet and got these. So one thing I do want to mention, this is another book I'll be gifting to Unloy Simeon. I was given issue 1 of Verses, not volume 1 of Verses. Big mistake that third-party seller made. I just got a second copy, and again, not going through the pain of returning it and getting a new copy. No, none of that bullshit. And gonna make a refund. I mean, none of that bullshit. I'm just gonna give it to a friend, which is Unloy Simeon, an Instagram friend. Drifter Volume 2, The Wake, collects... I want to say 6 to 10 maybe. So let's say the 20 issue series total. Okay, so this is like impossible to see. There's artwork there. There's artwork. There's writing there, but it's so difficult to see that I can't tell. I think how it says at the end. Drifter continues in Volume 3, which I don't have yet. Alright, so I'm gonna look it up right now. Drifter Volume 2. Because the art is so hard to see. Because the way that the artwork, the lettering on the book is so hard to see because they use blue on blue. Whoever thought that was a good idea needs to go back to design school. Needs to go back to school design. I know there is a specific school that's called that, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Not Volume 3. Why just do that? Volume 2. And hopefully they'll say, right at the bat, this one collects this. Please say it. 6 through 9, just as I thought. And I knew it was 4 issues for 1 volume. So 6 through 9 for Volume 2, which is called Drifter Volume 2, The Wake. Same exact creative team, I imagine. I only wanted to mention it because I knew Tartarus Volume 2 had different artists at the very least, but different colors too. Alright. Cross Bronx Volume 1, written by Ivan Brandon, but also co-written, maybe, by Michael A. Van Oming. It does say by Michael A. Van Oming and Ivan Brandon, so co-writers. Color by Nick Filardi. And here is Cross Bronx's artwork. The artwork for Cross Bronx. I think Michael A. Van Oming does the artwork, because this is definitely his style of artwork. You can tell if you know him. Alright, so here's a better way of showing it. A nice little close-up of that guy right there. But yeah, Michael A. Van Oming's artwork. Very cartoony, but the good kind of cartoony. Not overly cartoony. Alright, so nothing, is it on the back? Yes, it is, on the back cover. 1 through 4 of Cross Bronx is collected in here. And there's no volume 2 of Cross Bronx. Alright, now for the weirdest blemish on any book I've ever received. It's just sticky. So you flip through it, it's fine, but some pages stick together. And I'm trying like my best to get them all out, but it's just like, yeah, can't you hear that? Very weird blemish. I think it's the book itself. Maybe humidity. Like, I've always called bullshit on humidity fucking up a comic book, but I think we got our first indication that that can't happen. Now, I'm talking like humidity, like normal humidity. I don't usually leave my windows open when it's humid outside, so I keep them closed. So maybe I just have never noticed because I never keep my windows open when it's super humid. When it gets too hot out, no windows open. That's kind of weird. Kind of stupid, in my opinion. Sometimes I will. Like right now, we're at like what 80 degrees, and I have my windows open. But that's not that bad. And I'm gonna say any humidity actually. Yeah, 76. Alright. Crime Land, I think this is just an OGN. But this is written by Ivan Brandon and Felipe Favera. But dialogue is done by Ivan Brandon. Now, because it's a co-writer, like I did with Johnny Christmas, oh, I need to look up that guy? No. I got this because of Ivan Brandon. The other one wasn't even co-written. Torture Rest wasn't even co-written by Ed Brisbane. Kind of found out the hard way. But no, I just so happened to have everything by Johnny Christmas anyways. Maybe because of how long it's been, I just did that myself. And I knew what Johnny Christmas had written. I just knew off the top of my head, hey, this is right here. This guy. I don't know. So I think this is an OGN. Because it is so thin. But just in case, we're gonna look. It's probably like 1 through 4. Yeah, nothing on it. It's an OGN. And honestly, this is falling apart. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? It just came apart. That's why. Hey. No, it's sticky. It's so sticky that it stays on unless I fuck with it. That's crazy. Maybe the third-party seller was like, oh shit, this book is falling apart. Let's just dump our whole entire paste on it that you use for comics. Alright. Moving on to Zombie, written by Miles Gunta. Actually, wait. Hang on a second. Why am I saying, hey, wait on a second? Well, NCY Mech Volumes 1 and 2 is written by both Ivan Brandon and co-written by Miles Gunta. Alright. So, specifically, it's NCY Mech Volume 1, Let's Electrify, written by Ivan Brandon and Miles Gunta, art by Andy McDonald, color by Nick Filardi. And here is the artwork for the very zany looking NCY Mech. Now, after the art, yeah, I know I did for Crime Land. I think we're doing pretty good so far. I hope we are. And I did it for Cross Bronx. Pretty sure I did it for Cross Bronx. Alright. I mean, I have the complete end of the month comic haul anyways, so we're good. Then Nick, NCY Mech Volume 2, but Beta Love. Now, what does this collect? Let's look that up. Alright, so Volume 1 collects, hey, Brian Azzarello of 100 Bullets give it praise. So did Robert Kirkman, David Mack, John Cassaday, J.G. Jones. NCY Mech is apparently the underground success that wants me. Alright. That was coin Damien. Advertising theme? So nothing on what this collects. Because there was no official thing. It just goes right to it. Because the credits page is on the back cover. There it is. NCY Mech 1 through 6. Collected in the first volume. So first 6 issues in the first volume. And the second volume is the collected 7 through 12. Let's see. Beta Love 1 through 6. So yes, technically speaking, 7 through 12. But they sometimes don't just do that. It's weird. I don't know why, but I'll do it sometimes. It's their baby. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. Ivan, Brandon, and Miles Gunta. Alright, so now back to Zombie by Miles Gunta, but this time the artist is Victor Santos. And it's in black and white. But this is Zombie. Look kind of zany, look kind of weird. I had this on my radar for so goddamn long. And it's a new condition copy deal by the first seller. You should have seen the way they boxed some of these. It was just like, but they put the box around the book. Not just throw it like Amazon does and just throw it in the box and hope that it comes in just fine. They literally built the box. It literally looks like they built the box around the book. That's how guys do it. And sometimes a bit too tight is kind of, yeah, annoying. But these guys did it like, it was like the box and then to wrap it up even further and make it further, like to get it further into, they folded it this way. So it was in the book, they folded. It was one of those. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. It was that. Alright. Some of these guys did anyways. Not all of them. The third-party sellers. Infamously, half-price books just has it in like the like little plastic, and it's kind of cheap plastic, and it's like, okay, so you don't care. Cool. Bastard Samurai, also written by Miles Gunta. This is volume 1, Samurai Noir. Now, I did not look up what Zombie collected, so let's go back to Zombie. If I have to, I might not have to. Yeah, scratch that. Zombie is an OGN. Bastard Samurai, Volume 1, Samurai Noir. Co-written by Michael A. Vaughan Oeming, yet again. Or does he see the artwork? Oh my god, look at this. It's one of these things. It's hard to see. For me. Okay, that's a full word. Okay, so, conceived, co-written, and inked by Mike A. Vaughan Oeming. Written and co-created by Miles Gunta. Pencil, colored, co-created, Kelsey Shannon. That's my sister's name. First name. And actually, my last name is Sundstrom, and so it's Kelsey S. Almost exactly that. Wasn't that really funny? I was just looking at the book, and it just said my sister's full name. And it didn't tell anybody. That's exactly what she would do. If she ever wrote a comic, she wouldn't tell anybody. She might tell like my parents or whatever, but she wouldn't tell me, and then she'd just buy it for me. Be like, hey, look who the writer is. She doesn't read comics, so. Although, but like again, like how broad comics are. Even she could write a comic, even not knowing how comics work. Yeah, she'd have to really, really, really converse with that artist. That artist would like to really know their shit, but that could happen. All right. Now on to the last book that's not written by the same writer. We actually got one more, but it's a hardcover. You'll see what I mean. Two of them actually. But as far as softcovers go, Trover Saves the Universe. Based, yes, yet again, like the City of Heroes, based off of the video game. I found it out last night. So yeah, from the co-creator of Rick and Morty, so I guess Tess Stone is the co-creator of Rick and Morty, Trover Saves the Universe. I just thought the artwork was kind of weird. Not really my thing, but why the hell not? So writer, artist, letter, cover, Tess Stone. Editor, production, special thanks. And then basically nothing but the colorist. I imagine it's also Tess Stone. But yeah, kind of like a zany artwork. Not exactly my thing, but you know what? Why not? It was cheap. Let's get it. Let's check it out. Brought in my horizons. And this collects 1 through 5 of Trover Saves the Universe. Oh, I get it. Trover like Grover, right? No. I guess it. Alright. Now on to the Curtis J. Weebs. The Curtis J. Weeaboos. First up, we have Grim Leaper. A Love Story to Die For. This is volume 1. So the way that some of these third-party sellers do it is they have a little sticker here, so it's covering everything. That's really epic. There's no real reason for them to do it, but whatever. Alright, so Grim Leaper, and this collects Grim Leaper 1 through 4. Written by Curtis J. Weeb, with Alucio C. Santos doing the art, coloring, and lettering. Sometimes it's really nice that they just have the artists and colors credited. at the same time. So they're both the artist and the colorist. Grim Reaper. Next one up is Debris, written by Kirsty Weeb. Unless they otherwise say it, they're all written by Kirsty Weeb. Art by Belly Rossmo here. Colors by Owen Gini. Lettered by Ed Brisden. That's pretty funny. See, sometimes they won't mention that. So here's the artwork for Debris. But yeah, unless they otherwise say so, they're all written by Ed. The rest of them are all written by Kirsty Weeb. I will obviously say when we change the art of the writer. The Intrepids. Do you know what I'm going to say the writer is? You guys should know. So artist is... So it's Image Comics presents The Intrepids. Mad scientists are a girl's worst enemy. So the illustrator is Scott Kovalchuk. And guess who the writer is? If you guessed Kirsty Weeb, you're right. I'm not gonna be that much of a dick. I will say who the writer is. It's complete. But maybe one that I forget. Alright. Next series. Like how I do with these series, I'm only going to credit who Volume 1 is. The artist for Volume 1 is. All the credits just for Volume 1. Green Wake. Volumes 1 and 2. So yeah, it looks dirty, but it's just the artwork. Such a nice thing to see. It's like, oh my god, thank god. I thought the third party seller was fucking me in the ass. Nope, they're not. I'm fucking them. Alright, so Green Wake Volume 1 collects 1 through 5 of Green Wake. And here is the artwork. And who is the artist, you might ask? Well, you know what the writer is, Kirsty Weeb. And I believe the artist is... Actually, I know the artist is Riley Rossmo. And you see just the colors, too? Yes, sir! And then you got Volume 2, which I imagine is 6 through 10. Let's double check to make sure. Yes, sir. 6 to 10. Volume 2 of Green Wake. Oh, Green Wake Volume 2, Lost Children. Green Wake Volume 1 is just called Green Wake Volume 1. Okay. I know that happens sometimes. Now we're getting into the good shit, because now we have one that I've read before. Not all of it, but this is Peter Panzerfaust. Cannot wait to finish this one. And spoilers, the Omnibus Rat Queens. Both those series I started, was never able to finish. Rat Queens, I read all the trades, but there was just like one-shots and short stories and other shit here that's finally collected in the Omnibus. That's a complete collection. But yeah, so Rat Queens I count as actually reading more. Like I actually read that, that series. Just didn't read the new shit. But Peter Panzerfaust, the library only had volumes 1 and 2. Alright. So, Peter Panzerfaust, Volume 1, The Great Escape. And I believe this is... here's the hardcover. Here's the bookmark. Alright, Peter Panzerfaust, Volume 1, The Great Escape. Volume 1, what else are we looking at? Oh, wait, it collects. Okay. Collecting Peter Panzerfaust 1 through 5. Kirsty Weeb is the writer. Tyler Jenkins has the pictures. Colors, Alex Sola Zaro. So it's all going to get credited for Peter Panzerfaust. And I believe this was this is World War II, Peter Pan. Peter Pan and World War II, enough said. I believe it was World War II. Let's make sure. Red Dawn. Yes, sir. World War II. I was thinking that last night, and I was like, wait, was it World War I or II? I can't remember. And I was like, thinking, like, the other part of me was like, of course it's World War II. Why wouldn't you think that? But I was doubting myself, like I love to do. Oop, I got something here. What is that? Where did it go? Alright, so Peter Panzerfaust, there it is. The invoice, you guys shouldn't see that. Alright. Peter Panzerfaust, Volume... You guys have no reason to see it. There's no reason you guys need to see that. Peter Panzerfaust, Volume 2, Hooked. Which collects 6 or 10, right? Yes, sir. Volume 2. So that is all I had read. All I got to read. They just didn't have the rest of the series. No, I don't know why they didn't have the rest of the series. Why are you asking me? Alright, Peter Pan's Faust, Volume 3, Cry of the Wolf. And this one collects 11 through 15 of Peter Pan's Faust. Volume 4 is The Hunt, 16 and 20, I imagine. Let's see. You don't say it, so I have to go inside the book. I don't know why they do that. It's very inconsistent. And kind of annoying. Oh, cool. Alright, so... yeah, I imagine 16 to 20. There it is. Yes, sir! 16 to 20. And yes, I will keep saying yes, sir, like that. And 21 to 25 for Volume 5 of Peter Pan's Faust, which is called On Till Morning. Yes, sir! That's going to be a meme now for our channel. I did take it. I know it's not me. It's not me that says I didn't coin that phrase. I forget exactly who it is. It's, yes, sir! Just a nice little... sometimes it just rolls out the tongue really, really nice like. Alright. Dia de los Muertos, the other anthology comic. This main reason why I got it, Crochet Weeb, the only other thing I needed from him. And Pisces. Which I kept thinking was called Pieces, so I was looking at Pieces and I was getting really frustrated why am I not finding it, and then it was like Pisces, a fucking idiot. Alright. What the fuck? Dirk Manning gave... that is awesome. I don't know who Jacob is. I got his copy. Dirk Manning gave a fucking autograph. That's awesome. Alright, so created and all stories are illustrated by Relly Rothmo, except Reflections. Layout and art by John Paul Saga. So, all stories are lettered. I'm that. I'm edited now. So I'm gonna go over some of the writers. Alright, Alex Link, Christopher E. Long, Dirk Manning, here we go. Ed Brisden. If it's creation. If it's a guy, Crochet Weeb, and artwork done by Lily Rossman for that one. So Joe Kingjay. Alright, so I'm gonna go with all the writers. Ed Brisden already said, Zen, Dirk Manning already said, John Paul, it's layout. Christopher E. Long. That was it. And Alex Link. So there you go. Oh, and Jeff who? Mariotti. Cool. Alright. So I don't know what there's no actual page number, so here it is. But yeah, so cool. And this book is in perfectly fine condition. Yeah, autographed. I'm not saying this is gonna be worth anything, but it's a nice novelty to have an autographed book that you didn't pay the autograph fee for. Alright. The Thicky. Rat Queens. All of Rat Queens in this thick ass omnibus, and Image Comics went above and fucking beyond and was like, hey, you know those Marvel and DC omnibuses that look really cool and have their own dust jacket? Yeah, we're doing the same for Rat Queens. Rat Queens is an incredible comic. It deserves this treatment. The only complaint I have is that they don't usually do this. It's usually not this close to this barrier, their little thing here, for Marvel and DC omnibuses. But it's Image Comics, so, you know, you gotta kind of do with what you can get. Alright, so this collects... alright, come on. Rat Queens 1 through 16. Rat Queens Volume 2, 1 through 25. Rat Queens Specials 1 through 4. Epic. And a bunch of short stories, some added bonuses here and there. Crochet Weeb was sorry. Who was it written by? Crochet Weeb, obviously. Crochet Weeb was like, this is my baby, and I'm gonna treat it so well that it's gonna... and co-written by Ryan Ferrier. But they said, we're treating our baby so well that you would think that it was a passion project, like the biggest passion project ever. Illustrated by Rock Up Church, Stejpon Sejic, Tess Fowler, Owen Glennie, Priscilla Petrates, Mortat, Max Dunbar, William Kirkby, Casey Silver, Colors, Tamara Bonvillain, Marco Lesko, Kelly Fitzpatrick, and Chris Gutierrez. Now, there's a little bit of blemishes here. It's not perfect. It is kind of annoying the way they did this, and I wonder if it's Amazon's fault, some of it. But it's an omnibus by Image Comics, so you're going to have some problems. But it's not nearly as bad so far as Bitter Roots is. But yeah, they really did that to the absolute, like, as close as I could get without it overlapping, getting it to that barrier. Well, this isn't... I wonder if it's my copy. It's a bit warped. Because the other side isn't as bad. Then there's this thing here. I don't know. There's this thing right here, if you can tell. Right there. But no, it's not a big deal. Yeah, Rat Queens. Such a damn good series. I cannot wait to read again and finally finish. And I know omnibuses need to be taken better care of than your average hardcover, but not to the degree that I don't know how to, I don't have to take care of them. So, alright. 2 more books, and then we're done. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. This is the other book I got from my sister and her boyfriend. I will be reading this right away. Thanks, my library. I'm going to be reading it in my library. The library has the original trades, and I actually have Volume 1. I'm going to show it off. I actually have Volume 1 in my copy, and I'll be giving that to Unruly Simeon. I hope he doesn't have that one. He might. He and I are big fans of Rick Remender. Him more so than I am. So he might already have that. Not 100% sure. Like, he might have this specific thing. All right, and this collects 1 through 11 of Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. That much I know. And this is written by Rick Remender. So done with Courage J. Weeb officially. Artist is Andre Lima Araujo. Colored by Chris O'Halloran. And this is a nice, oversized hardcover. This is like the size of an absolute edition. Rick Remender goes above and beyond for his hardcovers. Snapping a little bit, but that's normal. Alright, at least that, or so I've been told. Then last but not least, this fucking huge book, hardcover, Viking. Ivan Brandon, Nick Klein, Volume 1, The Long Cold Fire. Collecting 1 through 6, I think, of this series. Now, I thought this came with the dust jacket. Doesn't appear to, because it looks the exact same. Unless the dust jacket looks the exact same. Sometimes they do that. But I got it used, so you had to sacrifice that. Could have been worse, though. 1 through 5 of Viking. And the artwork for this oversized behemoth of a comic. So look at that artwork. It really makes it pop out. That, as they say, is that. Let's count how much I have. Total. Alright, so starting with 3, because of the books I don't have yet. 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4, 5. Never mind. Put the hardcovers. I'm going to put over here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I didn't put it on the right side. I say 15 there, so put it on the side. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Put those where they belong. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 37, 37, right there, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 46, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course, 59. 59 comics this month. That doesn't sound right to me, but I think I did the math right. A lot of comics. That, as I say, is that. Keep in mind, 2 of them are thick ass books. One being an omnibus, the other being a compendium. That's a lot of comics. That, as they say, is that. An hour and 15 minutes? Holy shit. Thank the Lord. My iPad now does iCloud, so it doesn't fuck with my storage at all. But that, as I say, is that. Complete comic haul? Oh, shit. No. Oh, the complete... How many comics I got this month in general. So, yes. Ah, shit! Dracula! 60! It's 60!
It's 60!
Dracula by James Tynion. So, not it. Alright, Dracula. James Tynion. Artist is Martin Simmons for Dracula. Collecting 1 through 4 of Dracula. Here's the artwork. We're done. Alright. Good thing I did that. I gotta go put those books back. Because they're slanting. They're slanting. And my shelf is being weird. It has this like weird like... I don't know if it's falling apart because it can't be. I mean, it's just always been like that. I don't know, but there's something on it. It's hard to explain. But it's like as a piece, you know, when something comes out, it's gotta push it back in. That's what it's looking like, but it's not because it's been like that forever, and you can't push it in. If you push it in, the shelf is gonna go like doop 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 doop, and it's weird. I don't know. I've had those shelves for a long time, and I was not at all careful with them when I first got them. I was an idiot with them because I've had them for that long. I had them back in way back in the days of my high school years, like 2014. I want to say when we first got them, a long time. We have upgraded them here and there. Like you put the end piece on, so it goes like this, not just free. So I was able to fit more comics in there, view more. But yeah, I need to make sure that I didn't really put them all in. Where is my little receipt for? There it is. Okay. No! Saga! Closet! Brain! Where are you? Brain! Where's my fucking brain? It's gone! Saga Volume 12. Where the fuck is the closet? Closet?
Oh, your closet's right behind you.
Come on. Not much time left. Closet! Where are you? Right here. You guys can tell that I'm just rushing because, yeah, this is a travesty. So the only reason why I forgot about these was because I bought them at Newbury Comics. I'm not used to doing that. The Closet is also written by James Tynion. What does it collect? 1 through 3. Who's the artist? It is Gavin Fullerton. Colors by Chris O'Halloran. This is an amazing comic. One of those comics you need to read twice to really understand what's going on. It's not your average horror comic. There's more going on under the surface. I just read it again for the 3rd time. It is so damn good. But yeah, 1 through 3. And then Saga Volume 12, which collects 67, issue 67, to about issue 72. So 67 to 72 is collected in volume 12 of Saga. And it is still going strong. They're not stopping it anytime soon. Now, I'm going to show the artwork for this. Spoilers. Because we're at volume 12. I'm not going to show it my compendium. I'm just going to show it the most recent volume I bought. Sorry, not actually. I'm sorry about that. That's kind of annoying. I get it. Alright. But that should be it. So let's count it again. How long are we going on for? An hour and 20 minutes. This is a long video. Will I make the other one as long? I don't know. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to keep these books out so I don't have to go through all this shit again. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, including Echo. To me, that's why. 14. But 16, 18. Because I bought 2 books myself. 2 books haven't come in yet. So 18 right now. Alright. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. So 53 comics total. I don't know why I said 60. I must have miscounted. I must have been doing like 39, 50. So 53. That sounds a lot better. That makes sense in the books I just added in. So yeah, 53 comics. Nothing at all to sneeze at. That is like a nice fat stack of comics. That'll keep me busy forever and ever. Alright. Now, that should be it. No more surprises. So I'm gonna think. Because I just did. So it was just eBay, Newbury Comics, Extended Family. It was everything besides Amazon. And I have Amazon on my account. I have it right here on my phone. So all I have to do is go to your books. And I saw every last book that I got was there. Yeah, that was funny. See, this is how you guys know that I'd saved the best for last. Because when I do my complete end of the month comic haul, that shit would have driven me over the fucking edge. But this is my complete unedited. I don't usually edit my videos, but this is my complete unedited birthday haul. This is just showing everything I got, all the comics I got for my birthday. If I forget, oh shit, there's some over there at the last minute I'm still filming, awesome. Hopefully I don't end the video. I'm like, oh, I forgot one. Yeah, I'll check the receipt again from Newbury Comics. It's 8. Dracula, Void Rival, Transformers, Saga, and Closet. All of which I've shown. And I know I did the artwork for each and every last one. Especially with Saga, because I said spoilers. But that, as I say, is that. Should be that. So, Sister was the 2 books. And I got other stuff too. Like, I actually finally got a USB Blu-ray player for my laptop, thank God. Took a while to set it up, but it was functioning yesterday. So it should continue to function just fine. But the Power DVD, they want you to pay for it, and hopefully it's just if you want to do 8K. Hopefully I can just watch movies. My Blu-ray is just fine. As much as I want to, as long as I want to. For forever. But yeah, so then Aunt, it was The Rival, and that was it. And my grandmother, I got those books from Newbury. But I'm going to check, I got Precious Metal, and I showed off that. So just check eBay. I'm pretty sure I'm right with eBay. My eBay purchases. So yeah, expect more eBay purchases in the future. I got the okay to completely, like, I was just kind of doing them every now and then, but now I know I can just go completely willy-nilly so long as I can pay for it. You know, I have the money for it, I mean. I'm not going too crazy. They said okay. So maybe no more fucking half-price books. Even my birthday and Christmas, that'll be different, because that's my money. Birthday and Christmas is all their money. That's the one rule. It can't be my money. Alright, so Versus. And those purchases were made as an exception. One-time exception. Versus, Comeback, showed off that. Showed off most of the Drifters. Sheltered, I showed off Peter Panzerfaust, Tartarus, Firebug, Trover, Rat Queens, Precious Metal, Bastard Samurai, Sea of Heroes, NCY Mech. Both of them. Untouchables, Zombie, Cross Bronx, Common Grounds, Crime Lands, NCY Mech, other one. Viking, Green Wake, Intrepids, Grim Leaper, Debris, Dia de los Muertos, The Fields, The Mantle, and that was it. Nice. So that's all of them. A shit ton of comics. 2 of which I haven't shown off yet because they haven't come in yet, and then 2 that were those Rifters and Supermassive. I bought those with my own money at the beginning of the month, so that counts as end of the month comic haul. I cannot wait to get that video done. Alright. You know what? As an added bonus to those guys who suck around with my bullshit, no, don't show it off. No, yeah, I'll show it off. Why not? I gotta take it out anyways to do my end of the month comic haul when the last 2 books come in. Supermassive and Rifters. Rifters is written by Joe Troman and Rick Remender. Chris Johnson being the artist, Mike Englehart being the colorist. This collects 1 through 6. Here is the artwork for Rifters. Again, this one I bought myself way at the end of the month, but I figured as an added bonus. Supermassive Volume 1, which collect. And I just don't want to do the other video. No, the other video. Alright, Supermassive 2022, 2023, and 2024 one shots, written by various Kyle Higgins, Ryan Parrott, Matt Groom, Francesca Mana, and many others. Many others. Here is the credits page, and then the artwork, and I'll be done. But Supermassive is just is a huge ass crossover with all those theories, which I think is pretty cool. Makes the world feel very, very much lived in. With that, as I say, is that I need to get some reading done. That's it. Goodbye. It's gonna take a long time to upload.